Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. Tonight, we are unboxing two characters that just arrived on the shelves at Walmarts all over the place. This is the second wave of the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise characters. We've got so the wave includes Smokescreen and Decepticon parts former what's his name, Arcee and the Quintesson Allicon, and tonight we have Arcee and the Quintesson Allicon. So oh, the tracking on my lips is off. Well, that's how bad is it? Like, if I go like this, is it really bad off? I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this all night long, and then you won't be able to tell if my tracking is off on my mouth. Yes, that is what we're doing, at least for now. So, Kyoji, you're here. Welcome. A toast to Kyoji. I'm not used to not having drinking music, but I guess we don't have drinking music. So, and of course, a toast to Monica and a toast to Retrobot. And being that this is a Wednesday night live stream, let's just go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to set aside Arcee for a moment because I feel like there's going to be a lot of discussion about her. We've got War for Cybertron Earthrise Quintesson Allicon here. Now, full disclosure, I have opened these and looked at them, and oh, Christopher Remley is here. A toast, Christopher. I'm not gonna have a lot of that tonight, but just enough is good. Oh, and Michael Spicer is here. Hey, thank you for coming, Mike. Toast to Mike. I know I did that backwards. I drank and then I toasted. I guess I'm putting the priority on the drinking. So, all right. So we have Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Allicon here, and let me tell you right away, he looks pretty cool. Of course, we've got the box art for this line has just been fantastic. I've been a big fan of it. I especially like that they don't ignore the alligator arm that's stuck onto his regular arm. They highlight it. You know, they're like, hey, that's a creepy feature. He can use that as an extra appendage. And it you know, I will say that Monica was just pointing out that the image is a little bit dark, and I did darken the image because when we look at Arcee, all of her whites are gonna wash out. So I apologize if this does seem a little bit darker than usual. That's the problem when I review a guy that's purple and gray versus someone that's white and pink. So yeah, we're doing the best that we can. Of course, we've got the usual Earthrise artwork on the side, which is also very nicely illustrated. And then we can see the Quintesson Allicon in the back. We've got our Cybertronian text up here, a whole crap load of legal mumbo jumbo with some more legal mumbo jumbo down here, and then just our Transformers War for Cybertron logos here, Galvatron flying through space, and what I've taken to see is, I guess, a Quintesson logo, even though I'm pretty sure that he probably has a Decepticon symbol on him somewhere. I don't see one right off the top of my head. So maybe he doesn't get a Decepticon logo. Seems like he should have one. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and let's take him out of the box. And we are just going to set this aside. Am I waiting to throw it? Okay, here we go. I'm throwing it. That was good. That was good. Okay, so here we go. We've got oh, and Connie Field is here. A toast to Connie Field! Thank you. So, we've got our Allicon here, and he is very nicely displayed in his package, and he was held in by a bunch of those little plastic ties, but like I said, I have already taken him out once, so I'm just sharing the experience with you. And we've got the guy. He comes with a spear. It's nice when they come with a big stick. And then you've got this part which you need to snap onto the back here. And this just snaps right around there. And I was very fortunate. This is just a little shout out to Don. Thank you for picking him up when you saw him at your local Walmart, because see, Don is from the Du Bois area, and their Walmarts seem to get the toys first. I don't know why, they just do. And so Don was very gracious in picking up the Allicon for me, and then at my own local Walmart, I found Arcee. And so we've got 2 out of the 4 new wave characters, and so there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and focus in a little bit better on him so that you can see all the details, and he does look awesome. Let's just start right away by saying that he looks great. The tail on the back really reminds me a lot of the Gen 1 characters in the movie. Yeah, there's some hollowness in the arms here, but at least the arms are nice and husky. And he seems to be able to hold a pose. His limbs are not loosey-goosey. And he is very poseable. He's got hip joints and knee joints. He's got excellent foot articulation. The ankles move in 2 directions. You've got this pivot here and this pivot here. So you can really get him into some very interesting dynamic poses. His head moves around in all directions. So right away, the robot mode is just really, really nice. He also has this feature. He can pull that out and use it as a blade weapon. And that's cool. And what I like about that is that even though it's a piece of his tail, let me go ahead and get him back into focus. There we go. Even though it's a piece of his tail, it's not a huge piece of his tail. It's not like he doesn't have half of his body if he ends up dropping that knife thingy or something like that, and you don't end up with without a proper beast mode if you don't have that tail piece. Nate and Nathan. Oh, Nathan Fillion is here. Well, a toast to Nathan Fillion. And Nathan wants me to do a video about building a candy launcher as though I have free time before Halloween. So cute. Oh gosh. He's funny. He's a funny guy. Okay, I'll stop that. That's terrible. So, here we go. This is back to the Allicon. I'll tell you what, just the robot mode alone is enough to make this guy worth it. He is so cool looking. I love the way the shoulders move. I just love everything about him. And he's got the alicorn arm things, which don't really have a lot of articulation, but they are made of a more rubbery plastic. It's more pliable. It does have a little bit of flex here, so you can have these claws hold stuff and it'll work. So they are functional even in robot mode. There's not a whole lot that you can do with them. It would be cooler if these were actually jointed appendages that could hold different poses, but you're just not going to get that. I accept that there are limitations on a figure that at Walmart is listed for under $18. So, and I see Colleen is here and Sean Shago. So, a toast to Colleen and Sean. This is scotch. It's not to be gulped. It's to be sipped. What do we got? What do we got? So, I can't read that. Dalwhinnie's. This is 15-year-old. Yeah. So we won't be having a lot of this tonight, but we are having some. So there we go. I guess we do need to transform this guy. I mean, he's so cool in robot mode. I almost just want to keep doing stuff with him, but we got a lot to cover tonight. So I'm gonna put this blade piece back into the tail section, and it just fits in right like that. And we can take the spear out of his hand. You don't have to, but you can. And so now let's go ahead and transform him. So we're going to pull the tail back like this, just like that, and get the head out of the way. And then that is going to allow us, let's see, I'm trying to remember how this goes. You flip the legs around like that, and now you flip the tail piece around just like that, and then you swing the legs forward, and you see he's got a nice wide mouth, and then the back piece just snaps against his chest there, and then the arms have this little tab right here, and that's going to go into this slot right there. So let's go ahead and put that in there. We're going to get that to snap in. Somehow we're going to get it to go. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Here we go, and there. And now we can swing the creature arms forward and position the legs. And now you could, if you wanted to, you could give the creature the spear, or you can take the spear and you can put it in the completely obvious fists that are in the back of the animal mode. Now, this I'm just going to throw this out. This is my biggest and possibly my only criticism about this figure. There is nothing done to disguise the robot hands. They are just a pair of robot hands. There's not really a lot you can do. You could twist them to, I guess, no matter what you do, they're just there. And you just, from the front, they're really not very noticeable, but from the side, they're definitely very noticeable. From the back, they're really obvious. And I'm just going to throw out that we're going to have to forgive it. Whether you like it or not, you're going to have to forgive it. And you're also going to have to accept that it's not like this guy's in disguise. Okay, it's not like, oh, wow, a mechanical alligator monster. I sure hope he doesn't also turn into a robot. Oh no, I can see robot fists there. Well, I can tell that he's not just a robotic alligator monster with giant gnashing teeth and a spear, but he can turn into some sort of man thing. So that being the case, I'm just gonna say you have to get over it. And look at that. I mean, he is just awesome. He looks great. So, let's see. Amanda is here. Amanda. A toast to Amanda. And is it my imagination, or are we still debating the candy launcher? We are still debating the candy launcher. I'm sorry, I'm not building a candy launcher. I love you guys. Nathan, Connie, I love you both, and I consider you two of my best friends in the world, but I'm not building a dang candy launcher for this Halloween. Love you guys. So here we go, and now let's go ahead and we are going to try the important test here, because with the Allicon, there is one thing that an Allicon needs to be able to do if he is to earn his status as an alligator robot thing, and that is destroy Wheelie. Oh no! Oh, thank you. Yeah. Look at that. He can bite him, and he can bite him more, and he can bite. Yeah. So, yes. Allicon 1, Wheelie nothing. Wheelie's dead. Alligator bit his head. See what I did there? I rhymed because, Wheelie rhymes. So we'll just move his dead body off. So that is the Allicon. And what I will say about this guy is he's awesome. He is just awesome. I mean, the posability, the creature mode, like I've said so many times in the past when referring to Beast Wars figures and other Beast Transformers, it's all about the Beast mode. The robot mode is important, but the Beast mode is where it's at. And look at what they've done here. So you got 2 rows of teeth. See, there and there. And then they made them all interlock. Look at that. You can't see any light through there. That is fantastic. It looks so good. And it's really satisfying when he chomps down and all those teeth just mesh with each other. Fantastic engineering. They did such a good job. And because he's got, the color deco, he's got the light gray here, and then the darker steely gray, and then you've got a more metallic paint here. which is used sparingly on this figure. You get a little bit of the metallic gray on the legs, a little bit of the metallic gray here, and then that's pretty much it. So not a ton of paint deco. This light blue here is a paint deco, and then I believe that this crest may also be a paint deco, or it's a separate piece. It's hard to tell. I think it's a paint deco. It's hard to tell. The inside of the mouth is molded with details here. I mean, it's just a beautifully done toy. And so you have this guy, and so if you have your Allicon here, and you have your Quintesson back here, and then you have a couple Sharkticons back here, and maybe some of these Sharkticons, right here. There we go. Okay, all of a sudden, if you're wheelie, your day is ruined. I mean, this is a force to be reckoned with. And this guy looks so good with everybody else around him. And I like him so much that I'm half tempted to get another one. I hope they repaint him. I don't know what they could repaint him as, except for another Allicon, but I don't care. I really, really like him, and he's a great army building figure. So Hasbro, don't be afraid to crank these out, because I feel like this is one of the rare ones that I may just want to own more than one. So let's go ahead and let's take away his Sharkticon army. It's nice to have a lot of Sharkticons, by the way. So this was actually the first Sharkticon that I ever got. I never got the Gen 1 Sharkticon. Never saw it in the store, and then now I have had opportunities to buy it, but he's pricey. The Action Toy Man has one, and I think that it's $40, and I maybe 60. Yeah, I think it might be 60. But nonetheless, and it's not. The thing is that the Gen 1 version is not a very nice toy. This one is really nice. This is the one from Titan's Return. And he's got a really cool transform, and I love the details, and you can fit a Titan Master in his mouth, which is very cool. Then I found this one at Action Toy Man, and this is the Cyberverse Sharkticon. Almost identical transform, very similar engineering. I modified it so that the arms would move. The Cyberverse version, the arms don't move. And I understand the Cyberverse toys tend to be simplified for a younger audience, but I like articulation. So I also I think I took out the twirly feature. It had some kind of twirly feature that I didn't like. So yeah, and then there was a hot rod pack that came with a really bad hot rod. It was black and had some kind of spring-loaded saw blade feature, but it came with these guys, and I had to have these guys. Sadly, the hot rod that came with that pack is probably doomed to the parts bin because it's just not a very good toy. But these guys are really, really cool. So, and here, I'll just show you real quick that these guys, they have a very simple transform, but I really like it because it's just so simple. You just twist the body and open the mouth, and boom, look at that. That is so cool. That is just so cool. So yeah, little tiny Sharkticons. These are great. And Allicon is great, and Wheelie sucks. So let's go ahead. We'll take the the judge out of the way, and he wants to fall over. And let's take a look at Arcee. And I've had very mixed feelings about Arcee. I've seen the pictures. You know, they always show her standing on the back half of the car mode, and you know, we've already seen with Windcharger. I know I didn't show it on a live stream, but Cliff Jumper, the Earthrise Cliff Jumper also has this feature where the back part of the car comes off and becomes a shield, and it looks like they're doing that with Bumblebee, and they're doing that with Ironhide, you know, and I'm just not really digging the whole parts, you know, like they almost transform and then you have to take off big pieces of the vehicle and there's really nothing you can do with them thing. So now, and I will say that the way that they've integrated that here is better than I expected. So before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a look. We've got the box art here. It's nice. Yeah, it's not bad. I've seen nicer Arcee artwork, but this is a perfectly good representation of this toy. I'm a little bit partial to her IDW incarnation, where she tends to be a little bit murdery. And, of course, we've got more of the Earthrise artwork on here. And then we've got her Autobot faction and her Galvatron flowing through space, which in the IDW comic books, she is a twin to Galvatron. They're like twin brother and sister or something like that. So that's kind of a cool thing. Tons of legal mumbo jumbo, more mumbo jumbo, and we want to get to see the toy though. I know that's what you want. We want to see the toy. So and Sean Shago says car parts equals shields equals lazy design, and yeah, I tend to agree with you. You know, if it's integrated and the shield is optional, like here, I'm just gonna pull this out. So this is the HasCon exclusive Arcee. It's a retool of Blur. This is from Titan's Return, and she also has this part. This is the hood of the car, which can be removed to become a shield or a weapon or something like that. But here's the thing, the way that they've designed it, you can just leave it on there, it stays on her back, and when you transform her into vehicle mode, it transforms with her. So you can completely ignore that feature. Now that is a design feature. That is added play value that doesn't hurt the design of the toy. But when you're doing it just as a way to address the problems of making a figure that turns into a toy, then yeah, I agree. Lazy design. Lazy. So, but we haven't even gotten her out yet. So let's go ahead and take out her chewing gum colored gun, and we'll get her out of her little tray here, and so let me adjust the light too, so that we can really see what's going on here, and I'll focus in because we want to have everything in focus. So, all right, there we go. Now I will say that the mold is decent. I feel like the face is kind of blank. If we look at that face, you know, I mean, she doesn't have a bad face, but there's no expression, and there's not really a lot of detail. It's pleasant. It looks like Arcee. I'm not making a big complaint, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot going on. And and Cheeky Boy is here. A toast to Cheeky Boy. Thank you for coming on a Wednesday night. Yeah, little sips. That's 15 years old. This is going to help me sleep tonight. So, just so that you know. So, we've got good articulation. And the double knee, the double joint in the knee makes her legs very posable. Her feet only have 1 point of articulation, which is fine. Let's not get spoiled by the Sharkticon. Just being able to position the feet is plenty fine. Let's go ahead and adjust the focus just a little bit. Nope, that's the wrong way. There we go. Okay. So also no high heels. Yes, a good catch. We have entered the new millennium. Arcee doesn't have to have high heels. Okay, you know what? This toy gets bonus points for actually giving her normal feet and not giving her high heels. I'm sorry, I just don't understand the need for robots to have high heels. She's got a full articulation in the shoulder, nice elbow. She's got a wrist joint. Her head moves back and forth, and there's not really a lot of up and down. She just, I guess, if she wants to look up, she does that. Hey. There is waist articulation, so that's good. And honestly, I would say that this is one of the nicest Arcee action figures that I've ever seen connected to a giant folded up car. But it is, here, take a look. It is just an action figure of Arcee stuck to a giant folded up car. And I can tell you, because I have had this out of the box, and I have done the transform already, there are no transforming parts on this robot. Just so that you know, no transforming parts. She just folds herself up and squashes herself into this thing. And we're going to show that in just a second. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and transform her? So normal. Kyoji comments that quote unquote normal feet having giant back heels for stabilization. You know what, Kyoji? Yes, I'm gonna call that normal feet. That is how. This is normal feet because for so long. I don't have the Energon version. Here you can see the Thrilling 30 that they did give her high heels. And here, let's go ahead and take a look at Thunderblast here. The most notorious shell former in the entire Transformers library. We have the boat that the robot is just inside the boat. That's it. Robot inside the boat. Now, the tips of the feet and the shins of the legs do make up part of the boat design. And so what I did was I kit bashed this because I thought, maybe she doesn't want to carry a boat around with her all the time. And so I made it detachable. And so now, now her leg's not supposed to be detachable, but here, we'll put that back on here. And she does have transforming thighs. So her thighs do a thing, and then the rest of her just kind of squashes up. So this is our action figure of Thunderblast. And Thunderblast, sadly, yeah, this... See, I just... Maybe Thunderblast wanted to have stiletto feet, but I don't feel like she was given a choice. I'm just betting that she did not get a choice on having to walk around on these all the time. Like, she doesn't even get to take them off at the end of the night. You know, I at least allowed her to take off her boat, but she can't take off her high heels. So yeah, let's go ahead and set Thunderblast aside here, and we'll see how Arcee measures up in the second annual Cybertronian Shellformer contest. All right, are you ready? Get set. Here we go. Oh, wait, before I transform her. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and show the feature, air quotes. I was working in the shop today, and my fingers are very... This is after washing them like 4 times. And I've got cuts and things. My fingers look terrible, especially on this camera. I'm sorry. But anyway, so we do have... And this is what I will give them props for. So they get props for not giving her high heels, and they also get props because you don't have to take the back of the car off when you transform her into a robot. You can just have it up against her back, and it makes a massive, massive backpack. I mean, look at that. That is the entire back end of a car. That's like more than half. That is 65% of an automobile that she is just wearing as though she's hiking for the weekend, and she's got her tent and her battery charger and an energon generator or something like that. But so this thing does come off, and it's actually on there really good. There we go. So it pulls out like that, and then now the instructions have it like that, and it looks very much like the back end of a car. It's supposed to be, I guess, some kind of hoverboard thing, something, and then she can stand on it. She's got, there are 3mm posts here, and she's got 3mm holes on the bottoms of her non-high heel feet. And also here, this is noteworthy. Her gun has a rectangular hilt that can be held by her Thrilling 30 counterpart. Thrilling 30 Arcee had these odd rectangular holes for her weapons, and this gun is compatible with it, even though it's a different mold of her guns. I like it. I think it's kind of cool that they've made it cross-compatible, so that's pretty cool. And that also means that this Arcee can use all of this Arcee's weapons, and let me tell you, the weapons are the best part of this design. I mean, hands down, best part. The weapons make this toy. So there is that, and but yet she still has 5mm peg compatible hands. So even though her hands are made for round weapons, her weapons are rectangular. So there we go, and she can ride her thing, and then her backpack isn't quite as big, and that yeah, that's it. She looks good. But it is kind of a cheat, because realistically this isn't how she looks, because without, it's like, if you don't have this, there ain't no car mode. There's just, and so let's go ahead, and I'm going to reattach this. Oh, and Machiavellic is here. Here we go. A toast too Machiavellic. Yeah, you don't gulp. You know, you kind of, you inhale, and then you take a little sip. Swish it around in your palate a little bit. You know, Scotch, I feel like Scotch should be breathed more than sipped. And yes, it was Dusty. Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out, a toast to Dusty, wherever you are, for teaching me how to drink Scotch. And it's also much better that way. If you just try and gulp, then you don't appreciate the flavors and kind of that it has a little bit of a smokiness almost. So yeah, and you miss all of that if you just drink it fast. So and Kyoji says she's an action master without. It's so funny, Kyoji, that you bring that up, because I was telling Monica just before this live stream that I wish we would have had time to make an Action Master card for her, because she definitely needs to have an Action Master card, and maybe for future live streams we will do that, because she is totally an Action Master. So here we go. We're gonna now. The times that I have taken off the back, which I don't really like to do, I kind of like having it out like this. At least it looks like something else. I don't know what, but it looks like something else. So let's go ahead, and this thing kind of goes like that, and then this is going to plug in right back here, and I think that it goes on like that. Now, one thing that I noticed, in fact, I'm going to show you before I put it back together. One thing that I noticed is that when transforming her, this slide is a little bit tight. And I was very concerned because it's attached out here on these edges, and then you have this thin piece of plastic here. And my concern is that over time, you're going to get a stress fracture at the two ends on either side of this peg. So what I did was I just put a little bit of wax, beeswax, my Burt's Bees chapstick, and I just put a little bit in there and worked it back and forth to lubricate this part, so that in the hopes that will alleviate some of the stress, because I'm just anticipating that over time that's going to be a little bit of a problem. No guarantee, I don't know of any problems. There's nothing online that says that it's going to cause problems, but I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking, that's a little bit of an issue. So if you do end up with one of these toys and you want to put maybe like a little bit of petroleum jelly or a little bit of wax or something in that joint, a person can say the word petroleum jelly without it being naughty. I'm just going to say...
Boom! Inappropriate.
So, you can just lubricate that joint a little bit, and I think that it'll help preserve the life of that piece. The lubrication is more mechanical. It's not just for sexy time. So back to Arcee. So here we go. We've got Arcee, and I'm going to try and get this thing to go back in there. There's a little bit of a... Getting it to go in is a little bit of a trick. It's close, but it's not quite there. Come on, go in, go in. You can do it. There we go, there we go. Okay, so, and then that, for the robot mode, that just clicks up in there. And then you can put it back like that. And now she's got her full backpack, which is important. There's also, just so that you know, there's also a gun storage port on her ass. And you can just peg that right in there. So you can do that. And you know, I'm just going to throw out that since presumably these rectangular slots are 5mm, maybe you could store her gun on the back of her foot. Can you? There. Yeah, you can also store the gun on the back of the foot just like that. So that's important. I'm not a fan of this translucent plastic. It's just kind of this frosted, not quite opaque. It looks like gumdrops, and they used this for the wheels. They used this for the windshield, the antenna, and other versions of we've got Cyberverse Rc right here, and she's got this really nice translucent blue that is used, and that looks awesome. You look at Thrilling 30 Rc, and her windshield is also a nice blue color. This is less cool. It's just less cool. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the transform. I know I keep saying it. We're going to do it. So are you ready for it? Of course you're ready for it. I've been stalling. So you're going to take the back here, and you're going to rotate this around, and you're going to fold out. I mean, it's so bad. It's so bad. I'm so sorry. You're going to flip out these little things, and there we go. We've got the back half of a car, and then we're going to kind of move the arms up out of the way. We're going to fold out the front fenders, and we're going to fold out. Getting my big old guy fingers in here is a little bit tricky, but and there we go. Okay, so now we have really okay. Now back to Arcee. Okay, so and this is where that tension goes on that piece that I was showing you earlier. You need to just slide everything down, and it locks together with these interlocking little tabs. And you can... There's actually a hole in her back that peg goes into, and you have to have it lined up just right to go down into that hole. There we go. Okay, so, I wonder what the vehicle mode is going to look like. Look at that! She's got an entire car. This is the entire car. There are no more car parts that are going to be added to this. There's no back panel that's made up by her feet or anything. This is what it's going to look like. Just letting you know ahead of time. And then the arms are just going to go right up in here. There we go. Were you thinking that you have to do some kind of neat fold with the arm? No. They just
likes turtle.
You know what? Turtle is great. It is kind of a turtle. Yeah, she's turtle shelling. Look at this. Oh, look. Wait, we've got turtle mode. There we go. There we go. She is in turtle mode. That's lovely. That's just lovely. So, okay, here we go. This is the most transforming that her body is going to do. You rotate the bottom halves of her legs around and fold her knees backwards. So here, well, the knees fold correctly, but the legs are backwards. All right, so you're like this, and then you just kind of push them to the sides, and they don't tuck in. You know, they don't go up in here and fill that cavity nicely or anything like that. This is it. Yeah, that's it. That's now the instructions have you turning the face around because I guess Arcee just didn't want to look you in the eyes. But that's the car mode. She wants to hide her shame from God. So I mean, look at that. That is so bad. It is so bad. Why? Why? I mean, oh, and now we do have gun storage, and I appreciate when they have storage for the weapons. So there, you can put the gun in there. But yeah, that's her car mode. So I've seen a lot of you have commented here. You know, we will let Thunderblast walk in shame because she's now no longer the worst shell former. So I've seen a lot of people comparing Arcee to Cyberverse Rc. Cyberverse Rc, she has some effects pieces that I guess are also sabers or something. She's got her robot mode is more interesting. I feel like Cyberverse Rc has a more interesting robot mode. Now, I'm not a fan of the fact that everything on her is some shade of pink, except her hands. She's got a few black details, and then everything, like, you know, this pink and that pink. She almost, her color palette looks washed out, but her these blue accents on the wheels are really nice. And the blue pops of color. Yeah, Monica was just commenting that the blue pops really do actually make her look more detailed than Earthrise Rc. She of course also has a folded up car on her back, but it's no worse than Earthrise Rc, and I feel like in some ways it's a little bit more interestingly done. She also has long heels for stabilization. And let's go ahead and transform her so that we can show how this works. So we're going to pull this part out, and there's a double hinge here. This needs to go all the way back like that. We're going to straighten out the arms. The fenders do kind of an interesting thing here where they spread out like that, and then everything has to snap onto and mate with the back of the car here, and then there's this double hinge piece here. Now this is tied in around her shoulders, so you need to do kind of a thing here. You see how when you put in the body, it allows clearance for the wheels, and then it also allows this centerpiece to come up, which allows you to fold the cockpit or the passenger compartment. I guess it's not a cockpit, that's in a jet, but yeah, we have to There's some finessing, and then there we go. There we go. That always makes me nervous because I'm always afraid that that's going to crack. But and then we tip the feet, and we're going to bend the knees, and then she just tucks up inside her car. And then this little peg here has to align with that that little slot there. And now the back fenders. Oh, here we'll get that to go together. And now the back fenders are going to meet up with the arms. Oh, her leg's in the way. There we go. There we go. So this is Cyberverse Rc. And honestly, she has a much more interesting car mode. You know, even though it's a little bit cartoony, her colors in car mode are really, really nice. All right, that's not quite popped in. There we go. And you put her next to this, you know, this blue really, really pops. You've got the nice details on the headlights here, as opposed to very, very bland. You know, I wish that there was something happening here. It's just, yeah, there's just not a whole lot happening here. And then you have these uninteresting translucent bits. Kyoji says, oh, Cyberverse RC's car mode kind of reminds me of old Future Machine GoBot's Psycho, and now I want to see it redecoed. You know, we have Psycho, and let's go ahead and pull Psycho out. So here we go. We've got Psycho right here, and now Psycho, that is an interesting robot, and this is one of the things that I respect about Super GoBots, is that they went a very different direction. Whereas with Transformers, and you know, of course, these came from Machine Robo. The Transformers came from the not my well. It was micro change for the tape player and the gun and everything. Machine Robo was GoBots, and then Transformers came from Diaclone. Thank you. I can't believe I couldn't remember Diaclone. I'm sipping too much of the stuff. Anyway, and then you split the body like this, and you take the legs, you fold them like this. You take the arms and just fold them up like this. And that, there we go. And that is Future Machine Psycho. And yeah, Cyberverse does look a lot like Psycho. I could easily see a repaint done, although I'm not sure that I want to see RC in that robot mode. I mean, so here's probably the biggest. Yes, we'll get there. So yeah, we've got Psycho here, and we are actually pretty big GoBots fans. So for those of you who don't know, we love GoBots, and at half price books, I guess somebody donated a whole collection of really nice condition GoBots, and they wanted a lot of money, and so we asked them, can we maybe only buy some of them, and they said no. And so we left. And then we came back a month later and said, hey, you still want a whole bunch of money. Can we just buy some of them? And they said no. And so we left. And then we came back about a month later. And so this has been going on for like 4 months. And then finally, Monica got a hold of the manager, and the manager cut us a deal. And now we have like a whole box full of GoBots. And we are going to look at these in a future live stream. Probably next week? Probably next week? Yeah. So, GoBots! GoBots! Coming up! Lots of GoBots! Really good ones! Cool! So, back to Arcee. Joy is here! Joy! A toast to Joy! Thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night! So, yeah, we'll move Psycho out of the way. Here, you can park on top of Wheelie. That's okay. He won't mind. So, probably the biggest criticism that anybody has of Cyberverse Rc is, hello! Yeah, she is just a robot wearing a car shell. There is some transforming that happens here. Not much. It's mostly unfold the car shell and stuff her in there. But there is some transforming that happens. Why does this keep happening? Why? I don't understand. Doesn't Arcee get to transform? And so, here, I've got animated Arcee, and animated Arcee is probably one of my favorites. And here's what's great about animated Arcee. Sure, she's got some back kibble. It's cool looking. It looks like a rocket pack. It's a place for her to keep her badass swords. But let me show you her transform. Okay, we're going to flip out these little shin plates right here. We're going to rotate the feet. You rotate the feet some way. I don't remember which way we rotate the feet. I probably shouldn't have started at rotating the feet. You're going to rotate the waist. We're going to pivot the exhaust pipes up like that. And now we're going to swivel the legs around. I think that the feet go this way. Wait here. There we go. So, and pivot the feet that way. Or, oh, there we go. Okay, so something like that. We're going to take the arms, and the arms are going to go up like this and close, and we're going to rotate the hands, and then we're going to put the forearms together just like that. There we go. And now we're going to close the back fenders over the shoulders, and we're just going to kind of tidy things up because I didn't snap them together properly. So there we go. Here, let me open the little passenger compartment here. There. So that snaps together like that, and then the little passenger dome closes, and that goes together. And look at that. That is cool. That is such a cool vehicle mode. And look, she transforms. She actually transforms. Somebody designed an Arcee that turns into a car, and she actually transforms. She doesn't just fold up into a shell. This is a legitimate transformer, and she looks fantastic. I love this toy, and this might be my favorite, if not, she's my second favorite version of Arcee. And that's one of the reasons why. She makes a badass vehicle. She makes a badass robot. She's really cool. Cyberverse Rc is actually surprisingly good, especially considering that the Cyberverse figures are, a lot of times simplified and less detailed. She also has weapon storage, so that goes right in there. And then you have these things, which I just kind of stick out there. And there, that's her rocket mode. So we've got Cyberverse Rc, and then we've got Earthrise Rc, and of course we have Thrilling 30 Rc, who does transform. Granted, it's still a lot of transforming to cram her various body parts into most of the shell of the car, but you've got, like, this is her leg here, okay? That's like legitimate robot part that is used for a fender. So she's, yeah, when I was talking about this one, I talked about how much car she had on her back. I didn't realize that it could get worse, but it absolutely can. And then of course we've got the HasCon exclusive Rc, which is an excellent toy, and I'm going to go ahead and transform her. And notice, once again, yes, she's a retool of Blur, but she is a retool that still looks really good in both robot mode and vehicle mode. And she actually transforms. Yeah, she's not just folding up her body and squishing it into a shell. Now, let's see. I believe that there's some opening and closing. There we go. There we go. So we open these. And then we're going to flip these around. And we're going to put her legs together here, right at the knees. Just snap that. Close that around the back. Close the legs, and now we've got that, which does that. And then we will transform her head into Daniel spelled backwards. And Daniel spelled backwards can sit into her driver compartment. And look at that. That is a cool vehicle. I'm still not a fan of what they did here. I just don't like the way that shape, it just doesn't go with the rest of the design of the vehicle. It doesn't follow any of the other lines. And that is a remolded part. The original Blur was not like that. They should have left it alone. It doesn't add anything to the toy to have it like that. You can also, once again, we have storage for the weapons. Except in this case, it's aggressive storage. So we can have those pointing forward. So, yeah, that's a whole bunch of RCs. I would say that either this one or this one is my favorite. I think I'm going to give the nod to this one just because I like the quality of the toy better. But this is a very close runner-up. And then we have probably Cyberverse and Thrilling 30 are very close, but I'm going to give the Cyberverse the nod. It's hard, though, because she comes with a lot of really cool weapons. So, I'm going to park them on top of each other like that. And, and then, and I'm afraid that Earthrise Rc, of all of my Gen 1 attempts at an RC, Earthrise Rc is probably my least favorite. Now, that being said, if you don't have RC already, then this isn't a terrible toy. It's just disappointing. It's just kind of disappointing. And we've got... Here, let me... I feel like... I feel like Thrilling 30 RC needs her embellishments because she comes with so many cool things. There we go. So there. When you've got toys like this, and even toys like this, and toys like this, it just doesn't quite measure up. It's okay. It's certainly not the worst Transformers toy I've ever seen. But yeah, so I wouldn't mind trying to kit bash her. Like, once again, we got the skinny little wheels. Like, why can't she have full-sized wheels? And I feel like the designers are obsessed with making her robot mode look like Princess Leia in a bikini. And she doesn't have to be Princess Leia in a bikini. Every other Transformers character has stuff integrated into their appendages and onto their bodies that associate with their alt mode. And that's one of the cool things about the toys. It's that those, the fenders, I want to see these fenders actually on her shoulders as part of the shoulder, not just a backpack behind. I want it to be integrated. I want to see how the legs can maybe turn into this back quarter panel, and what happens with that wheel. And if the wheel shows up, that's okay. She's a Transformer. She's allowed to have some car parts on her, but integrated. Aesthetically, work it into the design, make it work. So, yeah, that is a lot about RC, lots of RCs actually, and Allicon, and he, it's almost mind-boggling that you have this toy coming out of the exact same line that produced this one. They almost don't even look like they belong in the same line together. So, that's it. That's it. If you have the opportunity and you can only buy one, get the Alligatorcon. It's awesome. He can actually, eat. He can bite on RC. So, thank you for joining me on a Wednesday night live stream. A toast to everyone. Thank you so much. We are probably going to have another live stream tomorrow night because I still want to talk about Robots in Disguise Megatron. And that's it. It's just going to be Robots in Disguise, Megatron, and his many, many alt modes. It's going to be awesome. Oh, yeah. You know, this is his jet mode right here. There's more. There's more. Some better than others. Some much better than others, or more specifically, some much worse. So, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Kyoji. Thank you, Machiavellic. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Collini. Thank you, Kyoji. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Christopher Remsley. Thank you, Sean. Did I thank Machiavellic? I think I did, but if I didn't, thank you, Machiavellic. Thank you, Cheeky Boy. You are all awesome for joining me on a Wednesday night, and I hope I get to see you tomorrow night, and then Friday. So we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Friday is Monica's favorite monsters, where I don't even know exactly what we're doing, but I know that this is going to be one of them. It's going to be fun. Happy Halloween.